Hey guys, what's up? It's Patrick here, and today I'm bringing you guys a brand new Clash of Clans mailbag. Once again, hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube comment section, wherever, and if you drop a good question, it could be featured in the next video. So let's go ahead and get right to it. Let's get to question number 1 from Mohammed, and he asks, do you think a Dark Spell Factory should be added to the game? So I don't know if we necessarily need a new Dark Spell Factory building just to be able to make dark spells. I think we might be able to combine it into the same spell factory. So I mean, right now at Town Hall 10, if you look at the base, there's already so many buildings, and I know that Supercell is always worried about adding new stuff just because it gets so crowded that maybe they don't want to add a whole nother building just so they could have dark spells. They might be able to set it up like the barracks where there's 10 troops, there's 5 on top and 5 on the bottom. Maybe they can make the spell factory with 5 regular elixir spells on the top and maybe 5 dark elixir spells on the bottom. So I guess if I had to pick a dark spell, maybe the first dark spell they could make, I think this one has been thrown around a lot, but it'd be like a revive spell to where if you have troops on the battlefield and they die, obviously they leave tombstones. Well, if you drop a spell on these tombstones, they rise back up, and maybe like zombies could rise or skeletons, sort of like the witches, and they could fight and attack the base for you. So I think that would be a cool dark spell idea. If you guys have any ideas for a dark spell, drop them in the comment section below. But I don't think we necessarily need a new building. If you guys remember a couple months ago, or maybe it was a year ago, it's been a while, but they actually expanded the field, or I guess the village space, one time already. And I'm not sure if they necessarily want to do that again. I think they'd rather save that space for a new building, maybe for something like a defensive building, rather than something they could just squeeze into the regular spell factory. All right, next question. Billy Gonzalez said, here's the scenario. You're the head developer at Supercell. What 5 things do you put in the next update, and what 5 parts do you change? So since I'm lazy, I'm just going to go ahead and pick 3 things. Number 1, I want to add some new single player maps to the game. It's been a long time coming. We've had 50 levels forever since the game came out. And I mean, the levels right now don't even offer Dark Elixir. That's how outdated they are. They don't have any of the new defenses. They don't have expos. They don't have Inferno Towers. So I think we should definitely swap around the single player levels a bit and maybe add something like 10 or 15 new levels. And that would probably be the first thing I would add to the game. Number 2, I think we're definitely due for a new troop. The Witches came out a long time ago, and I know that Supercell is working on a new troop, so hopefully we can see that coming out soon. I'm not sure exactly what I would make it. A lot of people have thrown around like a Dark Phoenix or something like that, maybe some sort of long-range troop, or like a question I had a couple videos ago is one that goes straight to the Town Hall, but obviously that would take a lot to balance. But as long as we get some sort of new troop, and as long as it's cool and useful, that would definitely be a welcome addition to the game. Finally, for my 3rd addition, it would be saved bases. So I know we got the saved war base feature, but it would be nice for our regular base to be able to save our designs. So we could have maybe 2 or 3 different designs, one for farming, one for trophy pushing, one that's sort of like a hybrid with my town hall in the center, but also protecting the resources. It would be nice to be able to save those, and I sort of expected that to come out in the last update where you could just swap your base design both in your regular village and your war base. But it would be nice to see that in the game, and that would definitely save a lot of time swapping back and forth between bases. All right, question number 3, Matt Bruno said, on a scale of 1 to 10, how brutal was it when you didn't have a phone? So over the last weekend, I was in Las Vegas and I was tweeting about this. This is sort of why I didn't make videos, but on the very last night in Vegas, things were going great, having an awesome time with my friends. We were at a pool, and somehow, some way, it was like this club that had a pool inside of it. So I was maybe a foot deep in water, and I had rolled like my suit pant legs up, and my phone was in my suit pocket, and somehow my phone slipped out. I have no idea how. If you guys have put your phone or something inside of a suit pocket, it's pretty hard for it to fall out. It was inside of my jacket, and it fell out. It went into the pool. It sat around for maybe 3 seconds in the pool before I could scoop it out. And by the time I got it, it worked for like 5 more seconds, and then it was fried. So it was pretty miserable not having a phone for about 2 or 3 days. It did turn on for one point for maybe 15 or 30 minutes when I actually was in my car ride home from the airport. But after that, it wouldn't turn back on, and I actually ended up losing all the pictures and videos I had for my trip. So it was a little bit depressing. I obviously had to pay to get a new phone, and it sort of feels weird. It's actually really weird not having a phone. You sort of feel disconnected from the world to where you can't just like look up anything on the spot, because I'm always looking up directions on my phone. I'm always Googling stuff and stuff like that. And to not have a phone was a little bit freaky. So maybe that says something about me, and maybe I should have a flip phone for like a month or something, and scale away from the phone a little bit. But it was definitely a 10 out of 10 as far as brutality goes. And especially on the airplane. I had some movies downloaded on my phone, and unfortunately I wasn't able to watch those on the way back. But anyways, let's go to the next question. Walker New asked, thinking about starting a new YouTube channel, any advice? So I get this question a lot, and generally I give the same 3 pieces of advice. So I'm just going to go ahead and run through all 3 pieces and try to give you a couple details. And number 1 is to be as original as possible. I think this is one of the most important parts to growing a following, I guess, on Clash of Clans and YouTube. Is just try to be original and try to be special in your videos. So right now, there's thousands of people with Clash of Clans YouTube channels making hundreds of videos a day. So if you're just making an average video, average farming, average commentary, average everything, there's no reason that your videos are going to stand out and your channel is going to grow. A lot of people come to me and they say, hey, check out my videos. What am I doing wrong? What else could I do? But people will just be doing Town Hall 4, Town Hall 5, Town Hall 6 farming videos, average commentary, not bad, not great. But if you do something like that, there's no reason that it's going to just explode all of a sudden. You have to do something that people are going to say, wow, no one else is really doing that. I should definitely subscribe to this person's channel. So let's say you're an expert in a certain part of the game. Let's say you're an expert farmer. You found a strategy that works really well. You're getting a ton of gold, a ton of elixir. You found a great trophy range. You're just pretty much an expert at the game. People are really interested in videos like that. I know personally because the biggest video I've ever done is on farming. So if you guys are a great farmer, make that the focus on your channel and start doing in-depth videos on that. Let's say instead of farming, you're a great trophy pusher. You have been in the Champions League before, you've been in the Masters League, heck, you've been in the Crystal League, but you found an efficient way to gain trophies. Try to do videos on that. Try to do guides, try to do things that people haven't done before instead of doing just a Let's Play video from Town Hall 4 or Town Hall 5. It's really important to be original or else your stuff won't stand out. And not only for your gameplay, as well as your commentary goes, try to be as different as possible. So someone like Godson is so original, so creative with all his little pop-ins and pop-outs of his videos. It's really helped him grow his channel because no one else is making videos like he does. So let's say you're good at photo editing, you're good at Photoshop, video editing, all of that stuff. Try to incorporate that into your videos and people tend to enjoy that. Again, if you guys are just making regular videos with regular commentaries, they're not very likely to blow up. You have to try to be as original as possible, and that's going to give you the best chance for your Clash channel to succeed. All right, step number 2, I guess, or advice point number 2 is make high quality videos. So if you make a video that looks like it was recorded with a potato, people are probably not going to watch it. That was one of the first things I did when I started making Clash videos, is I noticed people were recording their like iPads with a camera and shaking and stuff like that. And for some people like Daddy, he actually has a cool system where he shows you his hands and stuff and it looks really professional. But if you're just recording your iPhone with a camera and it's all shaky and stuff, I definitely don't recommend you do that. There are so many ways to record Clash of Clans for free. If you just type in how to record Clash of Clans on YouTube, you can find plenty of ways to record for free in 1080p or 720p. And definitely try to have the best quality that you can. Also, audio quality is pretty important. If you guys have the money, buy a microphone for like $40. I know it's a little bit expensive, especially if you're a smaller channel, but it definitely helps a lot compared to using your regular computer microphone, because people generally, they're trying to listen to high quality content. If your stuff is all muffled, if you're having a bunch of voice pops and stuff like that, people can be pretty turned off to it. So try to have the best quality material that you can, not only in your videos trying to be original, but also try to have high quality audio and high quality video. All right, so the final thing that I can give you guys as far as advice goes is collaborate with other YouTubers of your size. So let's say you have 150 Clash subscribers, you're not growing that well. Find another Clash YouTuber near your same size and try to do a collaboration video. Try to maybe review each other's bases, try to review each other's attack strategies, and at the end of the video, ask your subscribers to check out each other's channel. It's a nice way for you guys to help grow each other. It's a nice way to make friends on YouTube, and it works out pretty well. I did it in the very beginning of YouTube when I worked with people like Flammy and other guys who were sort of around my size, and try to pick people that are nearby your range. So let's say if you have 5 subscribers and you message me and you say, hey, Chief Pat, do you want to share videos on each other's channels? Well, unless you're doing something really special, I featured people before, like I think it's De Marshmallow, or I always mispronounce his name, but he did some awesome like stop motion videos that I shared on my channel. But unless you're doing something really special, I'm probably not going to work with you just because our subscriber differences are so much. But say you have 150 subscribers, like I just said, and another guy has 250 subscribers, you guys can probably work something out and share each other share each other's videos and share each other's subscribers. So try to collaborate with the other YouTubers. It's a lot of fun. It's a great way to gain subscribers. And it's how a lot of people have gained subscribers, at least in the Clash of Clans YouTube sphere. I'm telling you, a lot of the people with tens of thousands of subscribers, they've done a lot of collaborations, and that's how they've gotten to where they are today. So those are my 3 pieces of advice. I know I spent a lot of time on that, but I'll probably do a video one day where I just ramble for like 20 minutes on other things. But there's a lot of things that you can do, and if you work hard enough, if you are original enough, you can definitely make it. And yeah, good luck. All right, next question. Sean Krause asks, who is going to win the World Cup? So I do follow a little bit of soccer or football. I see the results from the Premier League and stuff like that, but I'm not too into it. As far as the World Cup goes, I'd love to say that the United States would win, but obviously with all the turmoil and the fact that we're not a really good team, we're not really going to have a shot. So if I had to guess, maybe Brazil, Spain, Germany, those are pretty much like the elite teams. I don't know too much about it. I'll just say Brazil because they're the home team, but we'll just have to see what happens with that. And for any of you guys who your countries are participating in the World Cup, good luck to you, and we'll have to see what happens. All right, final question. Nate Bowers asked, do you plan to update your defensive layout videos at some point? So if you guys have seen my playlist, I have some defensive layout videos from like 2012. And when I say they're terrible, I mean they are really, really terrible. They are from when I was first starting the game, as well as when wall breakers could only blow up 1 layer of wall at a time. So the bases are just horrible. In fact, they're embarrassing. So I've been really wanting to redo those, but the fact is I don't have a Town Hall 3 account. I don't have a Town Hall 4 account, a Town Hall 5 account, a Town Hall 6 account. I don't have any of those accounts. I only have a Town Hall 9 and a Town Hall 10 account. So I can't really redo any of them unless I had access to one of those accounts. So maybe I could start a new Let's Play series or something like that, and as I go, I can start redoing those base designs. But at this point, I can't really do anything. Maybe I'll make a new one for Town Hall 9 and Town Hall 10. Maybe I can get one of my friends to let me borrow their Town Hall 8 accounts. But for Town Hall 7 and below, I don't really have access to those. Although I would really like to do them, I don't know if it's possible at this time. So we'll see what happens. Again, maybe I'll restart my Let's Play series sometime soon and keep the old one going. But we'll just have to see what happens with that. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for the questions today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Once again, drop your questions on my Facebook page, Twitter page, Instagram, wherever. Make sure you guys follow me on those. The links are in the description below. Other than that, I will see you guys later, and thanks for watching. Peace out.